Hello, it's Mark Mulder from the Indiana Bond Bank, and we are here for another edition of the Indiana Bondcast podcast. And excited to talk about the Flipping Finance Challenge. And I am so honored to be sharing this platform today with Mayor Vonderheide from Jasper, Indiana. Mayor, welcome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
We're so excited to have you participate in Flipping Finance Challenge this year. And, maybe a great place to start, Mayor, is tell us about Jasper. We have innovators from around the state, and sometimes out of state, participate. They may not know anything about Jasper coming in.
Well, if they don't, maybe I could shed some light. Jasper's kind of special to me. Of course, I've been here since 1967, so it's been the majority of my life. But the way I would describe Jasper, Indiana, it's inviting, it's inclusive, that we live up to our reputation as one of America's best communities. It's situated less than a half hour away from Indiana attractions like French Lick Casino and Patoka Lake, the reservoir. We excel as standalone destinations and as a county seat of Du Bois County. Our residents and visitors enjoy the city's history while exploring parks, trails. We have diverse art. We have the only city-funded art program in the state, and one of two, as far as I know, in the country. Entertainment's important to us, the shopping and dining experiences. We've got a population of about 16,500. We're small, but we're a growing community. We do have safe neighborhoods, clean streets, and quality of place are priorities in our city. We always welcome newcomers. What makes Jasper unique is we're very small, we're a very proud community. Now, people do notice as soon as they drive into town how clean and neat the community is. That's our reputation. We've got an excellent school system and an excellent park program, and again, we're known for the arts. There's a lot to say about Jasper, and I might start just talking a little bit about our revitalization plan that we have underway to draw tourists and residents to the downtown area. It began almost 20 years ago with the inclusion of the Spirit of Jasper Train and Depot. And that offers tours and dining and meeting spaces there at the depot. The historic train cars and the depot become a go-to place. The city mill's located in proximity to that. It was completed in 2008. It was designed after two previous mills in the same location and built from the original parts from France and Virginia. Wow. It's a working mill that grinds corn for corn mill and sold in the country store. The Jasper Riverwalk was put in place 25 years ago. Even before these river walks and trail programs became popular, there was a vision that it was needed. And this was going through a very sparse area, just full of brush. But they converted that to a real asset, and it's utilized regularly by pedestrians and bikers. It's got bridges, and it goes along the Patoka River. But there's been continuous growth and innovation in our downtown Jasper. We just finished the Tim Clark Cultural Center, and that's a combination, a project where we partnered with not only the city arts, but then the Jasper Public Library. And under one roof, it's 63,000 square foot building. Wow. It's got event space, and we have just opened it up last week with our first exhibit, which includes John Mellencamp, another Indiana native. John is quite an artist, and his paintings are in one of our galleries there. So it is a very unique space in the fact that we partnered and we thought differently than in previous times, where we would have gone down separate paths with the library, separate path with the arts. Would have cost the community a lot of money to build something like this, but by combining, we were able to take out some of the redundancies in our needs and really provide them a top quality facility and something they can be very proud of. It's a regional destination. We finished the renovation of the Astra Theater, and that theater was built in 2002. Excuse me, it was built back 84 years ago, but in 2002 we started thinking about how we can get it reopened. It's when it closed. And in 2018, the Astra reopened after a full renovation, several $1 million of private capital going into, as well as city, to make this thing happen. It's located right in the downtown, and theater offers live shows, films, and it's a regional draw as well. The River Center was a $32 million private investment in this area. And all of these things I've just mentioned are really concentrated in the downtown area. So I talk about the train depot, and that's marries into one of our flipping finance challenges. You've got all these assets that are invested in this downtown area that we would love to just be able to exploit.
So, Mayor, you've hit on so much about flipping finance challenge that we're about, which is collaboration, innovation. To me, I can see exactly why this event's attractive to you. Can you tell us about, maybe one or two of those highlights of what you're looking to get out of Flipping Finance Challenge, or what attracted you to the event?
Well, I really believe that, these items have been identified in our long-range comprehensive plan, which we call Impact Jasper. And by being in our comprehensive plan, that's our roadmap for the next 10 years and what we want to try to accomplish. Now, that gives us our goals, but it doesn't necessarily give us the roadmap on how to get it accomplished. And we've got very talented individuals on our staff and within the community, but I really believe a variety of perspectives result in a better product. And so I'm looking for those innovators, those out-of-the-box thinkers, those specialty fields to take a look at our challenges and let's start from a clean piece of paper. Maybe we approach this completely different than what we had thought we would originally. I believe in our past, I believe in history, but I'm not necessarily a fan of doing the things we've always done them. I believe that innovation is taking advantage of experiences of others and applying those experiences in new ways. So I really think that with the Spirit of Jasper train and the challenge of expanding the train routes and the amount of use of that train with our transportation and the fact that we don't have public transportation here, it's something that's extreme. It's needed. The needs keep surfacing over and over, not just from employer-employee standpoint to get around, but people just being able to, at whatever stage they are in their life, being able to have the transportation mode to get them to the places they need to be, whether it's healthcare facilities or the grocery stores or dining, wherever. So transportation is another big one. And then our number one challenge that was identified in our long-range comprehensive plan was this indoor sports/recreational facility and aquatic center. Overwhelmingly, that received the largest number of votes. And of course, that's a huge project. And I know we've looked at and did an aquatic study in 2014, I think it was, and we're sharing the information on that in the Flipping Finance Challenge. But when it comes to an indoor sports recreational facility, we are limited to only what the schools provide. And the schools during the winter months are tied up with sports. So we need to provide our communities some things to do in those throughout the year. It just can't be a 7-month-a-year deal around here. Sports play a big part in our economy and in what we do as families. We have tournaments throughout the spring and summer and fall that draw in people from the region, and so it's a big boost to our economy and the restaurants that we like and appreciate, the shopping, the retail spaces. So we want to continue to evolve with that, and maybe be able to host some indoor sports competitions in the future, but really provide our residents access to winter recreation as well.
I think what's really exciting, Mayor, is if I'm an innovator, I look at your challenges and you don't have prescribed or preset solutions of, hey, we know we want to do X, just build me X or get me to X. You've said yourself, you're big on other perspectives, and gosh, we could blank slate this and go a totally different direction. So I think if I'm an innovator, I really appreciate that. I love you got big, fuzzy, game-changing challenges that also build on, as you said, you've built on your past. It's a community that's moving forward. And so I also know as an innovator that, if I work on one of Jasper's challenges, there's probably a pretty good chance they're going to look hard at it and see if, my idea couldn't get implemented. And so I think that's really big. And the next question I have was just, something we talked about just before we hit record, which was, you have at the event, you'll have yourself as the super owner, you'll have the problem owners, and you're talk to us about kind of the ownership structure of these problems, the data sets you're compiling, just what will be available for innovators at the event.
Yeah, we're still compiling a lot of information, but we have established ownership, and I shared previous Flipping Finance Challenge videos with these owners to see, would you think that this is the right way to go? And once they saw that, they were so excited about not just being a part of it, but owning the challenge statements. And so I've confirmed the ownership. And when it comes to the Spirit of Jasper train, Renee Kabrick, who is our legal attorney for the City of Jasper, is going to be our owner. And I say mainly because she's been involved in all the negotiations in the past with regard to the train, so she knows that side of it well. We will also have Janessa Wagner, who runs the train, schedules it, and does all that. So other stakeholders will be involved and participating in there. I am always going to be the super owner of any of these challenge statements, and we will assemble those individuals, probably including some of the partners. IRM is one of our big partners to make this happen. They own the tracks, so we can't do much without their participation and involvement. So it's really kind of important that we bring all those perspectives in. The indoor sports and recreational facility is owned by Tom Mormon, who is our new park and recreation director. What a way to get your feet wet. He's been on the job 3 weeks, and I have asked him to head this challenge up. And he is very open. He understands that, there are a lot of people out there that have experience, they have perspectives that we could get value from. So I really think that that's going to be a wonderful challenge for us as well. The aquatics portion of that, what we don't know is whether we should combine them and have an indoor aquatics or not. I guess a lot of it depends on historically what maintenance costs might be to having an indoor aquatic center versus only outdoor and adjacent to our recreational facilities. But so we're leaving those things up. We're hoping to get a better feel from people that might be more experienced at it than us. And then the transportation system, that is owned by Nancy Eckerly. She's the head of the Chamber of Commerce here for Jasper. She's also a city council member and has been involved in the Southwest Indiana transportation. And Nancy has been hearing these problems forever. how we need to help shuttle people around the community and between communities here in the local areas. So she's a wonderful owner of that and stepped forward, as she always does, to try to assist in addressing some of these challenges. So I'm excited about the people we've got involved, and I think there's a great opportunity to make a difference in the future of Jasper. Looking forward to that.
Oh, so are we. So are we. And you won't be surprised, many of our innovators, I mean, the fact that they're coming to this event and lending their talents, it means they're civic minded. And so a lot of them are diligent, hard workers, like to work ahead. If any of them, take an interest immediately in a Jasper challenge before the event and kind of want to learn more, so you can do a little bit of pre-work before the 18-hour event, is there a single point of contact we might direct them to, who can then get them to maybe the problem owner, or is there somebody we could, in Jasper, if you have innovators who want to reach out?
Oh, well, I would say myself or my assistant, Lisa Bauer, would be who to contact, and we'll make sure they get the right information from the right people.
We'll make sure to have, when we post the podcast, there should be a link to Lisa's email address with this. And
yeah, and I don't know what I don't know, so so I rely on a lot of other people in this position, and I think that's important. As a community, we come together to address these challenges.
Gosh, that's fantastic. I am so excited to see you in just about a month as we record this, Mayor. It's going to be very fun. Any closing thoughts? Our innovators obviously have a chance to work on not just Jasper issues, but they can choose from other communities. So,
sure.
Any pitch for Jasper as we close this out?
Well, Jasper's made a lot of advances in the last years. We are becoming a fiber connected community. We're doing a lot of things for industries in the area, and quality of place is really key. We believe that that's something that, and everyone's shooting for that. There's no doubt about it. But we don't just set goals; we accomplish things. We don't want to find out, here's why you can't do it. Our approach is, here's how you might go about overcoming those challenges. And so we are a just do it community. And if you want to see the work you put into a challenge get accomplished, we're the community to support.
Mayor, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. We're extremely excited to have you at the event. Innovators, if you haven't registered, go to the Indiana Bond Bank website and register for Flipping Finance Challenge 2021. As always, it is absolutely free. We have great support from our sponsors who make this event everything it is, and we look forward to seeing you all February 26th and 27th for another great night of innovation in public finance.